First of all, I'd like to congratulate you for your Oscar nomination for the Best International Film.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Now, we here in Brazil also have reasons to celebrate because we have our movie, I'm Still Here, competing in the same category. So these two films are totally different, but they have some things in common. Their backdrops are totalitarian and oppressive regimes. And we see all of this through middle-class families who are brutally hit by the situations. Using a family, I think, is a great way of bringing the discussion closer to the public, don't you think?
بله، منم فکر میکنم که یه همچین روایتی که از تو قلب یه خانواده میاد حتما خیلی تاثیرگذاره برای اینکه علاوه بر اینکه یک مواجهه‌ای با واقعیت‌های زندگی و زندگی واقعی در واقع پیدا میکنه، در این حال میتونه یک ابعادی از یک مدل بزرگتر باشه که یه سیستمیه که داره کار میکنه و به نظر من خیلی ایده خوبیه و البته من خودم از علاقه‌مندان به آقای والتر سالس هستم.
Yes, I do think also that the family is a perfect structure because from one side there is from a very realistic aspect that a viewer can relate to on the everyday life and the every member of this family, but at the same time it can be considered as a microcosm of a larger society, representing a larger society, and in that so it becomes a very interesting device in narrative terms. But I must say that I'm a great admirer and lover of Walter Salles' work myself.
I'm glad to hear this. Your film takes place in 2022 during the protests of the Women Life Freedom Movement, in reaction to the death of a young woman who was not wearing the hijab, Islamic veil that covers hair, ears, and neck. Your film was shot in the heat of these demonstrations, this movement, almost entirely in secret. How was this experience?
من تقریبا خیلی از فیلمامو توی شرایط زیرزمینی ساختم، مخفیانه ساختم. این فیلم از یک جهاتی آسان‌تر بود، از یک جهاتی دشوارتر بود. این که داستان یک خانواده‌ای داشت که یه ظاهر مذهبی داشتن باعث می‌شد در پلان‌های خارجی ما توجه کمتری به سمتمون جلب شه، برای اینکه به نظر می‌اومد داریم یک پروژه‌ای که متعلق به تلویزیون جمهوری اسلامی هست و پیش می‌بریم. ولی از جهاتی خیلی دشوارتر بود برای اینکه فیلمنامه خیلی طولانی بود و طبیعتاً تعداد روزای فیلم برداری خیلی زیاد میشد، تعداد بازیگرها زیاد بود به نسبت بعضی از کارهای من و پیدا کردن آدم‌ها و چیدن یه خانواده کنار هم اصولاً در شرایط معمولی خیلی کار سختیه که تو بتونی یه جوری اینا رو باورپذیر از نظر ظاهر حتی کنار هم داشته باشی. دیگه طبیعتاً وقتی که گزینه‌های آدم خیلی محدود میشه پیدا کردن آدم‌های خیلی کار سخت‌تریه. بنابراین میتونم بگم که این تجربه بسیار بسیار دشوار بود، ولی در نهایت با یه تیمی که یه هدف مشترک داشتن برای تعهد به آزادی‌های هنری خودشون و ایستادگی در برابر سانسور، این مشکلات به نظر کوچیک می اومد، به چشم کوچیک می اومد.
Well, I've shot many of my films in clandestinity, in secrecy, so this was not new, but in some ways I must say that this one, comparing to the others, was both easier on some aspects and much more difficult on other aspects. What made it relatively easy is that we were telling the story of people who were on the regime's side. For instance, when women wearing this kind of veil are on the streets, all the exterior scenes, it makes it look like a film, like a propaganda film, like the kind of film that you would make for TV, for Islamic Republic TV. So easier to sneak and to make it look like a local film that they wouldn't have anything against. But of course, it was more difficult for all the rest because it was a long story. It was a very long shooting. We needed many days of shooting and not being able to organize it freely as we wished. And at the same time, even having a family, building a family and making it credible, believable is extremely difficult in general. So it's even more difficult when you have no freedom in terms of casting. You cannot just go and look for whoever you want. You have less options. So it was very difficult to build this family and then to organize it. So there were very special and complicated challenges that we had to confront regularly. But at the same time, when you are surrounded by a wonderful, talented cast and crew who, above all, are so committed to the defense of their artistic rights and so determined to fight censorship and to stand for what they believe in, that all these problems look really unimportant.
And how was working with the actors? Because how did you manage to get this level of naturalism in these performances?
خب خود داستان یک رفرنس هایی داشت، یک ریشه هایی داشت که با واقعیت های اطراف همه ما در ایران آشنا بود و در واقع میشه گفت تقریبا تمام بازیگرای فیلم یک نمونه هایی از این خانواده ها رو میشناختن و الهاماتی رو میتونستیم از اونها در کار بگنجونیم، در بازی اونها داشته باشیم. و از طرف دیگه تلاش خود بازیگرا برای پیدا کردن اون نمونه ها و آوردنش توی فضای مقابل دوربین به نظرم خیلی مهم بود و من هم در ذهنم مدلای خیلی نزدیک به واقعیت وجود داشت که میتونستم توی یک تبادل فکری با بازیگرا و با تمرینایی که قبل از شروع فیلمبرداری ما داشتیم بهشون برسیم. ولی در مجموع فکر میکنم سهم بزرگی هم برای خود بازیگرا در نظر گرفت، برای اینکه شیوهی که ما کار میکردیم باعث میشد که همه تلاش خودشون رو برای بهترین خروجی داشته باشن.
Well, the story was really based on the very precise, real, concrete references of people that we knew. We all knew, all of us Iranians and all of us working on the project had in mind specific examples or people like that, families like that. And so we would all, myself as a writer and director, the actors, we would all focus on the real examples that we had to get inspiration for the performance and for the narrative. But I must also say that, as I said, the commitment and the determination of the cast was extremely important too. They gave the best of themselves to reach their artistic goal through this film.
And I'd like to know, under which circumstances did you write your script?
خب من یک داستان کوچیک و یه ایده مختصری از خودم، یعنی از دورانی که توی زندان بودم با خودم آورده بودم که مربوط به ایده مرکزی داستان میشد که یک خانواده‌ای که درش یه شکافی وجود داره بین پدر و مادر و بچه ها. تأثیر خیلی مهمی توی شکلی شخصیت ها گرفتم از مصاحبه‌هایی که با دختر جوان انجام دادم و از نسل جدید و خود ایده مرکزی داستان وابسته بود باز به یک چیز واقعی که از توی زندان تجربه کرده بودم. فکر میکنم که خود این تماشای ویدیوهای مستند هم خیلی تاثیر بزرگی رو من گذاشت برای اینکه بتونم داستان رو اونجوری که میخواستم طراحی کنم، خصوصا که داستان درباره یه خانواده‌ای بود که تعادلش از طریق ما یه ماجرا بیرون از خونه که همون اعتراضات مردم بود به هم میخورد و مهمترین چیزی که فکر میکنم توی این کوسه بود اینه که من خیلی تمام اون چیزایی که تجربه های شخصیم بود به هم کمک میکرد، مثلا صحنه های دادسرا یا محل کار بازپرس یا مناسباتی که بین بچه‌های خانواده و مادر و پدر بود، اینا رو میشناختم واقعا.
Well, it all started by my personal experience. First of all, the trigger was when I was in prison myself during the Women Light Freedom movement. And so I was in prison and I came up with this idea also because of something that an interaction that I had with someone in prison is where I had the first seed of the script. And then I was, when I came out of prison, I was really impressed by all these videos that I saw of the movement that I finally used in the film that really impressed me and gave me a feeling, the texture of what had happened during this young generation, all these people, and I came up with this story. And these two was the story of this family that is completely in turmoil because of what happens inside of their family cocoon, of their outside of the cocoon of the family, was something that was nourished by my personal experience. For years, I had been observing this kind of people, all the scenes at the court where he works, so all the interactions between colleagues, the kind of man that he is, the kind of behavior that he would have with his family. These are things that I had been observing for years in Iran. So it was all really inspired by my personal observation.
The story goes through twists and turns and changes in terms of genre. At a certain point, it feels like we are watching a thriller. How did you work these changes in tone?
خب این یه قسمتش در واقع برمیگرده به موقعیتی که من باید این فیلم رو می ساختم و یه قسمتش هم برمیگشت به این که واقعا دوست داشتم یک تجربه‌ای برای حرکت کردن بین ژانرها داشته باشم. در آغاز شاید مهمترین ایده برام این بود که چطوری میتونم فرم فیلم رو از تو دل شخصیت اصلی داستان که گاهی اوقات کم میبینیمش به دست بیارم. منظورم پدره. ما کم توی خصوصا نیمه اول فیلم کمتر پدر رو میبینیم و بیشتر با خانواده هستیم. با این حال من فکر میکردم که برای احساس کردن پدر میشه شکل روایت رو چسبون به شخصیت اون و حالات روانی و در واقع وضعیت روانی پدر رو بستر فرم کرد. بنابراین احساس میکنم که مثل یک قایقی که روی یه دریا بود تا جایی که همه چیز آروم بود، این قایق هم سر جاش وایساده، ولی به مجردی که دریا طوفانی میشه و شرایط تغییر میکنه اونم در واقع تحت تاثیر اون طوفان قرار میگیره. از طرفی من وقتی میخواستم این کار رو بکنم خیلی ترسیده بودم، یعنی فکر میکردم که شاید نتیجه خوبی اصلا نداشته باشه و دارم یه ریسک خیلی بزرگ میکنم به لحاظ سینمایی. اما به خودم گفتم چطوریه که تو برای آزادی‌های سیاسیت و ایده‌های زندگی روزمرت اینقدر تلاش میکنی ولی به آزادی‌های هنریت اهمیتی نمیدی و بنابراین فکر میکنم که این دوتا توی مسیر، بنابراین فکر کردم هر کاری میخوام بکنم و این کار کردم.
Well, there are two aspects. First, there was the logic of the story itself that at some point needed this twist and this shift into another aspect, another world. And because also I was tempted to explore the genres and see how I can shift genres in one film. That was a temptation that I'd had for a while. But here what I found interesting also in terms of writing and narrative is that in the first part of the film, we don't see the father much. He's an absent figure. We spend more time with the mother and the daughters, and the father is a kind of shadow, of a non-presence. So I thought it would be interesting to structure the tone of the film, the mood of the film, according to the variation of moods of the father. The state of the father would give the form of the film. I found this parallelism interesting, like a boat on a sea. As long as the sea is calm, the boat is steady, and when the storm arrives, the boat completely changes its mood and its movement and its state. So it was interesting to follow the inner state and the psychological state of the father through a variation of form in the film. And because I wanted to have this stormy and more hectic rhythm at the end, I felt that maybe I was taking too much of a risk cinematically, that maybe it was a bit dangerous to all of a sudden shift genres. And then I thought, I am fighting so much for my social freedom as an artist, as a citizen. How can I be so afraid of taking artistic risks? Then I could fight for my freedom as a creator too. And so I decided to make the film that I wanted.
I thought the film was superb, but he was right in his choices. And I'd like I had to finish. The producers let me know that was my last question. So thank you very much for your time and congratulations again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.